So we started this in 2007, which is actually hard to imagine. We've been at it so long, but it incorporates lots of things that are, quote, new construction, and then there's the whole element of dealing with an old historic building.
It's amazing, having known the building now for 3 years, to see how different they are and yet how much continuity there is from what it was, and just how a space can be, reconceived.
The building was gutted completely. The only thing that remained is the floors that originally had divided the building. And by gutting it, what they were able to do is create a new central tier of gathering spaces. Some of it are things like a mailroom, but some and small omnibus rooms that we can use for graduate student exams and so on. But also a seating area up on the top floor for students when they're waiting, which is a very comfortable and beautifully appointed space. There's now an elevator that runs from the bottom of the building to the top. We wanted a period building. We wanted a building that looked like the time in which the original shell of Harris Hall was constructed. And we certainly got it. They did a marvelous job at oak trim everywhere around the building.
That back wall is just spectacular. It looks like it's been there for 100 years.
So this was this just terrific attention to detail, and the result is a beautiful, beautiful building that has a lot of effect, I think, on the morale of the people who work in it.
Here's a situation where we were able to reuse existing oak that had been taken up from upstairs, trim, all stripped, redone, and we used it down here to really crank this space up.
In the lower level, those new classrooms were created around the mini version of Harris 107.
Before, this was just offices in a basement. Carved out some of the earth so it could drop down. Naturally, the ceiling goes up because of the auditorium above, so you actually get a very nice classroom out of this space. Seats 80 people.
And then in addition, we have the new Center for Historical Studies, and that is an extension of the building built to the south, which goes on the lower level, and that provides us with more space for the center itself, for a seminar room for the history department, office space for graduate students, and for emeritus professors.
We ended up with a space that I don't think feels at all like a basement. It just feels like another level, and provides now a new way for students to enter that space. There's a new entrance at the northeast corner, and most people, I think, will be coming and going to the lower level classrooms through that exit. There was a fence up around, a construction fence around the whole thing, and it was only when the fence finally came down that suddenly this building emerged, it just appeared, and it was like, wow, this is a beautiful building that had been hidden by the trees all these years. So I'm just very pleased the way the building looks from the street. It's a view that people have probably not seen in possibly 60 or 70 years. Using modern materials and methods and systems, we still wanted to keep the building feeling the way it was intended to be from the beginning. And I think we've managed to capture that.